Okay, so I have a crap load of really old hinges, which, believe it or not, I actually will use those. I'll steel wool brush them and paint them with antique paint, and they look pretty decent. At any rate, I'm trying to make a mount, so I'm using the motor bolts, and this is a little loose, but I can pinch these off more, and then I can bolt on a block of hardwood or something in here and then work from there. But the trick is to get the motor so that it can eventually be on a track to slide in and out is the plan. So, and I've got all sorts of funny things, but I've been going through all my hinges and seeing what will work. So far, that size is working relatively well. Couldn't find one that's the exact pin size of the bolts, but that's okay. It's working. Okay, there it's jury-rigged. A couple deck screws through the front. Nothing very machinist about it. Hinge screwed in through this side and that side onto the block of, I found a piece of mahogany. I have to round these edges a bit. The idea is I have some angle iron that will slide down here, and I'm just jury-rigging this quickly so that it can clamp together. Or sorry, you put a little quick release clamp to position it either way. I don't know what length I'll cut it yet, but it's a nice old piece of mahogany. The only concern I have is the wood itself may get a little hot, or it certainly isn't giving air around the motor. But for now, I will see how that all works. It might stay cool enough. It might char the bloody wood. We'll find out. So just let's see it work. Okay, I'm doing this one-handed, so and I should look through my own eyes. Okay. So you can see it's not vibrating, it's on there quite solid. So, you know, technically bolts are better than screws, but like I say, this is a temporary setup. Hold on, get her started. There we go. I'm being electrocuted. No, I'm not. At any rate, I've ordered a controller, but it looks like it may not get here till like September. So my method initially will just be an on-off switch. Because if it doesn't work, if there's too much vibration in the shaft, then obviously we're not doing it. So then I'll think of something else. But we'll play with this and see what happens. I think this shows promise. It's like I say, if nothing on this bench is rattling, all this tin on itself and everything, if nothing's rattling so far, it's working. This is good news. So as a prototype, sometimes people think they have to have it perfect right away. There are those people that get it perfect the first time. I'm not one of them. I'm of the mode that just get to it, make it work first, refine it second. And oftentimes the first attempt does work, and I never have to refine. But should this not work perfect, the mistakes reveal where improvements are required. So that will determine where to go next. So for the moment, this is promising. We'll just leave it at that. Alrighty then. Well, I had some aluminum angle iron. Dee, after 30 some odd years, is finally getting used to the fact I just collect stuff. And then it comes in handy later. She's starting to see the appreciation. It's not to the point of junk collecting, I don't think. But at any rate, the stuff comes in handy. Like, she wondered, why would I even have this motor around that on a lawnmower we're not even using for how many years? At any rate, this is why. So, this I had to trim 1 inch down the side. A table saw with a fine blade, a carbide blade, will do it. And I'm going to put 2 pieces of wood across on both ends. And then those are what I'll shim into the boat because it's in an uneven position, and adjust them around until I get it where this can slide up and down. So I set this up in the clamp square. So basically I know that these are parallel. I've checked them and square to each other. So now I'll do an estimate of what the block has to be and cut it and screw it on. And I had to countersink the screws because obviously the motor with the wooden bed will be sliding on that. And I'll likely grease it up a bit. You know, I was tempted wax, but I think grease is a better option. 1, it protects the wood. 2, it'll slide and might make a little bit of a mess, but that's okay. Hey, I've just jury-rigged my slide. It's not greased up yet or anything. That's it out in full position. I have no idea if I'm balanced. I don't have the inner collars, that stuff there, set up yet, but let's just see what a run does here. And I don't know if that's the right angle, is it? Sort of, kind of. A little shim would be helpful. Yeah, I don't have my tripod handy. Okay. First thing, there'll be a little clamp to clamp it. Next, just do a touch run here and see what that does. Ooh, way bad. That's okay though, because I can fix that, theoretically.
Okay, it's running a little rough right now, but that can be dialed in. Let's quickly go because the battery's jumping around. See what it looks like from over there, from outside. There we go. So it's working. I'm not seeing, there is a bit of vibration, but keep in mind, the shaft, nothing's balanced out yet. I have it running backwards too. I feel the wind on the wrong side. Well, it is working.